At this time, I invite our Clayton County Board Chairman, Benjamin Straker, representing District 9, to bring formal welcomes on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Education. Following him, our Superintendent CEO of Schools, Dr. Anthony Smith, will share special remarks about his personal and professional relationship with Dr. Hendrix.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Education. We are honored to be here this evening to recognize and celebrate an outstanding educator and leader, Dr. Douglas Hendrix Sr., as he receives the President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award. This is a well-deserved honor for someone who has given so much to this school district, this community, and countless students and families over the years. Dr. Hendrix has served with integrity, consistency, and a true heart for the public service. It's not every day that someone from our local community is honored at a national level for his lifetime of service. And those of us who have worked with him knows exactly why he's being recognized tonight. On a personal note, I've had the privilege of working closely with Dr. Hendrix, and I can honestly say he's a great thought partner. No matter how complex or difficult the situation may be, he's always bringing clarity, calm, and a direction to move that helps move the Board of Education and the superintendent's vision and strategic goals forward. And somehow, he's always had the right words. Dr. Hendrix managed a problem solved using wisdom and patience. That's a special quality in a leader. This evening is a celebration of the thoughtful leadership and the services he's offered to our community for years. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge several distinguished guests who are with us this evening. I ask that you please stand when your name or group is called so that we can recognize you. First, my colleagues from the Clayton County Board of Education. Vice Chair, Ms. Mary Baker. Ms. Jasmine Bowles. Mr. Mark Christmas. Dr. Jesse Goree. Ms. Victoria Williams. Dr. B. Hayde. Ms. Sabrina Hill. And last but not least, Ms. Joy Telescope. We also welcome all elected and appointed officials in attendance. Thank you for your presence and your support of public education. So can my elected and appointed officials please stand if you're here? Next, I'd like to recognize our superintendent and CEO of schools, Dr. Anthony Smith. We also want to recognize the members of the superintendent core cabinet. Would you please stand? To our partners in education, our business leaders, nonprofit partners, and community advocates, thank you for working alongside us to improve opportunities for our students. And of course, our guest of honor, Dr. Douglas Hendrix Sr., along with his family, Dr. Hendrix, we salute your many years of outstanding service and congratulate you on this incredible recognition. Could you please stand with your family? Once again, I thank you all for being here tonight. It is now my honor to invite to the podium our leader who has worked closely with Dr. Hendrix for many years. Our superintendent and CEO of schools, Dr. Anthony W. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman Straker, Thanks to all of the people in the audience for being here today. This is absolutely a very, very special occasion for someone who's very, very deserving. And it could have come from anybody, 45, 46, or 47. That does not change the fact that you have dedicated a lifetime of volunteerism and service to many communities throughout the state of Georgia. Now, everybody knows that Dr. Hendrix is my senior deputy superintendent, chief of staff, my right-hand man. And when the board saw fit to give me this great honor to serve in the role of superintendent, it was absolutely an easy decision to tap into Dr. Hendrix's wisdom, talent, intellect, and commitment to this community. Considered no one else. We have been friends since the early 2000s, the better part of 2 decades. He's my frat brother, he's a great colleague, but most importantly, he's my friend. I am a close friend to his family, Dr. Chateau Hendrix, who is a phenomenal counselor and a part of the education community. His incredibly talented children, Dove and Deuce, who are like my niece and nephew, and I love them dearly and look out for them in the future. You will see them in a very, very, very special way because they are incredibly talented. They got all of that from their mother. But anyways, I'm not gonna roast you. This is about, I'm just so proud of you. I just want to say this, and I'm gonna get this out of the way. Dr. Hendrix has a lot of golfing buddies in the room. Mr. Lyles, Mr. Townsend, Blocker, Mr. Straker, so many golfing buddies. It is about time that y'all start cutting this man some slack. Because while you've been out there working on your game, this man been volunteering. That's why his golf game sucks. But on a serious note, Dr. Hendrix Douglas, Dr. Hendrix come from very humbling beginnings. Very humbling beginnings, similar to mine. If you want to see a true measure of a man, look at how he takes care of his mother. Look at the relationship that a man has with his mother. That is a testament to true character. And Dr. Hendrix does a phenomenal job taking care of his mother for so many years. Has her right behind him and his family, making certain that all of her needs are met. And right now, we want to make certain we continue to pray because she's experiencing a medical situation, and we want to make certain that she gets through that very comfortably. And you're a great son. Of course, you got a great mother, but you are an awesome son. I've seen it firsthand. A husband. Dr. Hendrix married later in life. But y'all see the Facebook postings and all of that. What a great husband. What a committed husband that he is to a phenomenal lady and Dr. Chateau Hendrix. A father. You should probably be getting Father of the Year along with this volunteerism award because you're one of the best I've seen. And I don't consider myself a shabby father, but man, I tell you, it's hard keeping up with your commitment to your children the way in which you do it. I mean, they're so blessed. And of course, they're so talented and has a lot to do with both his parents. I was just kidding earlier. No, you weren't. And and as a friend, always there for me. When my parents passed away, when I experienced hardship in my personal life, it's my go-to guy. You talk about that patience. Board of Education members, it requires balance. Now, I don't have all that patience and stuff, so that's why you need to make certain that the person that you elect as your second in command kind of make up for what you might lack. And I'm not a very patient person like Dr. Hendrix is, but he gives us that balance. He gives the leadership at the top absolute balance. He mentors colleagues throughout the district. Wherever we go, folks stop him. You remember me, whether it's a student, whether it's a staff member. I mean, what a strong commitment to Clayton County Public Schools for probably 25 years and counting. So Doug, this is your night. I know the people that is in this room know the true measure of who you are and your character. I don't have to get up here and remind them of that. But as a true friend, I just want to thank you. And I want to thank your family for allowing for me to be a part of your whole journey. And I want to thank you for being by my side for these almost 3 years, serving in this role and assisting me and helping me navigate this big ship. I love you, brother. We appreciate you. I am so glad that you are being recognized for the honor tonight. I've seen Dr. Hendrix every Saturday, Sunday, throughout the weekdays. He's not only working with his 2 children, he's working with, countless of other children throughout the state. A lot of times I'm at their event, and I can see the passion and the dedication that he has for children well beyond his own too. I see how comfortable the parents are with relinquishing their children to you under your leadership, taking them all around the state competing. Dude, you're a bad man. Thank you so much for being my friend.
Let's give Superintendent Smith and Chairman another round of applause.
Oh, that's my frat brother too.
I think you said it already. If you haven't done so, please silence cell phones. I forgot to mention that earlier. So now we're moving into the portion where we will hear from a former student. Where are our school leaders, our educators? Raise your hand. I'm sure that's most of us. School leaders, educators in the room, absolutely. We touch many students and families, and we don't often get to see where they go, from leaving our stewardship. But this particular young man, we get to see where he is now. And I just found out this year that he was the elementary student of Dr. Hendrix. And I've admired him from afar just because of his energy and his passion and his energetic, innovative leadership. So I'm going to introduce Ricky Clark, and then he will come and share regarding the impact of a servant leader. Mr. Clark is an eminent figure originating from Griffin, Georgia, and it was here that he became an elementary student of Dr. Hendrix. Currently, he serves as the city manager of Forest Park, the largest municipality in Clayton County, and brings an unparalleled expertise in executive level governmental management. Appointed in May 2023, he launched the One Forest Park 100-day action plan to streamline operations and drive economic development and improve neighborhood sustainability. Previously, Ricky led transformative projects as city manager of Jonesboro, including the $20 million city center project and the $7 million Broad Street renovation. Recognized nationally, Ricky is the recipient of numerous awards, including Business Elite Top 40 Under 40. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ricky Clark to reflect on his impact of Dr. Hendrix' servant leadership then and now. Mr. Clark.
I would be remiss if I did not correct it. I was in his first class in middle school. Kelsey Avenue Middle School. We were in the hood, everybody. Good afternoon. There's an old saying that I've come to believe more deeply with time. Some people teach lessons and others live in a way that becomes the lesson. Dr. Hendrix is both. And today, I don't stand before you as the man in the tailored suit rather than Dr. Hendrix, or as the city manager who has helped move over $100 million in public-private partnerships across this county. Today, I stand before you as someone who is still, at its core, one of Mr. Hendrix's students. Before the titles, before the boardrooms, before the book, there was a classroom at Kelsey Avenue Middle School in Griffin, Georgia. And then there was me, a young, observant, ambitious, and like many of my classmates, trying to survive more than thrive. We weren't the polished products you see standing at podiums today. We were resilient but rough, hopeful but hardened. We didn't always have lunch money, but we had grit. And thank God we had him. Mr. Hendrix didn't walk into that classroom trying to impress. He walked in with intention, with a quiet authority, and with the spirit that said, I'm not here just to teach you, I'm here to see you. And that right there, that was the beginning of everything for me. He didn't scold our behavior, he understood our context. He didn't dismiss our struggles, he decoded them. And instead of lowering the bar, he raised our belief. He didn't scold our behavior, he understood our context. Now I could stand here and read you his resume. Born in Gainesville, Georgia, started his adult life on the back of a garbage truck. Took that 5-mile walk home that would change the trajectory of his life. Fort Valley State University, Kappa Alpha Psi, educator, principal, senior executive, author of Leaders of the New School, mentor to thousands, and now the President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award honoree. But because I know Dr. Hendrix personally, I already know what he'd say if I got too deep into that part. Ricky, the paper is nice, but what matters is the people. That's who he's always been, a man more focused on substance than spotlight, more committed to service than ceremony. The kind of leader who understands that legacy isn't what you leave in your bio, it's what you leave in people. And that's where I came in. As I served this county, leading initiatives, launching redevelopment projects, working to turn policy into progress, I do so not just with professional training, I do so with personal conviction. Conviction that was cultivated in that first classroom with Dr. Hendrix. Because the challenges we face today, Clayton County, it mirrors those challenges that many of us had in Griffin, Georgia. Poverty, under-resourced schools, generational inequity, but also potential, resilience, and the sacred opportunity to build something better. Dr. Hendrix, you showed me that leadership isn't about credentials, it's about character. It's not about climbing the ladder faster, it's about holding it steady for someone else. You showed me how to stand tall when the ground beneath you is shaking. How to lead with grace in spaces that often expect you to be guarded. And how to serve in a way that makes power not just a position, but a privilege. In my new book, The Manager, Power, Pressure, and Public Service, I talk about the reality behind leadership, the days when pressure outweighs the praise, the rooms you walk into where your presence is questioned before your credentials are even ready. But I also talk about the anchors, the people who planted values in me before anyone handed me responsibility. And Dr. Hendrix, you were the first. You didn't just inspire my mind, you ignited my calling. So if I may, let me speak directly to you in front of everyone who knows what I've known for years. 2 simple words. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for staying when it would have been easier to leave. For showing up not just when it was convenient, but when it was critical. For seeing something in me when I didn't yet see it in myself. You planted more than knowledge, you planted identity. In every council meeting I navigate, every budget I balance, every young leader I mentor, that's your work still unfolding. They say a true servant leader never needs a stage to leave a mark. I'll say it again. A true servant leader never needs a stage to leave a mark. They just need a heart full of purpose and the will to act on it. You, sir, you have left a mark on me and through me on this city, this county, and this generation. So today, while we honor your service, your titles, and your extraordinary body of work, what we really honor today is your heart. Because at the end of the day, the truest measure of greatness is not what we leave behind, it's who we leave better. And you've left thousands of us better. So now with full heart, deep reverence, and unspeakable gratitude, I ask this room to stand with me as we recognize the 2025 recipient of the President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award, my teacher, my compass, and my internal example that servant leadership still transform lives, the Dr. Douglas Hendrix.
Let's give Mr. Clark another round of applause. Thank you so much, thank you. So now that brings us very appropriately to the moment we've been waiting for. I have the opportunity to introduce the CEO and founder of the sponsoring organization for the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. So give me a moment to just introduce us to Dr. Radiance Rose. As stated, she is the CEO and founder of VB Cole Coaching and Consulting, the sponsoring agency for tonight's honor. Dr. Rose will give us more information about the award when she comes to the podium. She's a decorated United States Air Force veteran, transformational leader, and educator with more than 20 years of service empowering individuals and communities. She formerly served as superintendent of enlisted professional military education at Maxwell Air Force Base, where she led leadership development for over 400,000 United States Air Force Space and Force members. Now serving as an aerospace science instructor, Dr. Rose continues her mission of mentorship and impact. She is also the founder of VB Cole Coaching and Consulting, an exclusive retreats experience, supporting veterans, educators, multicultural women through wellness, leadership, and resilience. Dr. Rose is the recipient of both the President Joseph Biden Lifetime Achievement Award and the Barack Obama Presidential Legacy Lifetime Achievement Award. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you United Nations Ambassador, Dr. Radiance L. Rose.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and honored guests, it is with profound respect and admiration that I stand before you today to recognize a man whose life's work has been a testament to the power of service and the impact of community. Dr. Douglas Hendrix Sr. embodies the very essence of volunteerism, commitment to education, and mentorship, as evidenced through him dedicating most of his life to enriching the lives of others, fostering a spirit of unity and progress. Today, we celebrate not just the hours he has devoted, but the lives that he has transformed. Dr. Hendrix, your legacy is one of compassion, resilience, and a firm belief in the potential of every individual. Your impact has not gone unnoticed, and it will surely echo in the lives of everyone you've inspired. As only one of 16 individuals chosen for this award, it is both a privilege and an honor to present you with the 2025 President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement Award, signed by former U.S. President Joseph Biden. As a retired combat medical professional and educator of the United States Air Force, I founded VB Cole Coaching and Consulting with a focus on addressing the unique needs of educators, first responders, and veterans. My mission is centered on assisting this community in areas such as goal setting, achieving healthy work-life balance, and boosting productivity through life coaching and trauma recovery. I pledge to dedicate the rest of my life to serving and honoring this community of people, my people, making positive impact and making the world a better place, one human experience at a time. The Sirens of Service Award is a tribute to the unsung champions of change in our communities, the educators, first responders, and veterans. If you are a past or present educator, please stand. And remain standing. If you are a past or present first responder, please stand. If you are a veteran, please stand. If you know or love an educator, first responder, or veteran, please stand. All right, so as y'all can see, we're all in this together. Please take your seats. So the colors green and gold tonight that I asked everyone to wear signify success, growth, and achievement, all of which represent Dr. Hendrix Sr. very well. In the tapestry of society, the educators, first responders, and veterans are the threads that weave compassion, resilience, and selflessness. You are the unsung heroes who each day breathe life into the phrase, the people who take care of the people. You are the epitome of selflessness, often overworked, underpaid, and sadly and occasionally forgotten. Yet, in the face of these challenges, you persist. You are the pillars of our society, the ones who provide solace in times of crisis, wisdom in moments of confusion, and protection in times of peril. Today, I want all of you to know that you are seen and appreciated and cherished. Dr. Hendrix, although many in this room, as you see, qualify, this Sirens of Service of Award is just for you. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. Rose. Before Dr. Hendrix delivers his words of appreciation, I would like to acknowledge our state representative, Rhonda Burnett. She's not only our state representative and a huge advocate in Clayton County, but she's a dear friend of Dr. Hendrix and his family. So I would like to ask her if she wants to make a comment regarding Dr. Hendrix. Welcome, Ms. Burnett. Next things happen for us at the Gold Dome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I'm the person that introduced Doug and Chateau. Yolanda Adams is a friend of mine, and so I was asking Doug, was he dating anybody? And he asked me, was I going to introduce him to Yolanda Adams? I told him no, but I had someone that was just like her. And so I'm so proud of both of them at this moment. Chateau mirrored my entire career in Clayton County, and we both left at the same time. So she's very special to me. And so is Doug. And I just want to congratulate you on this award. You really do deserve it for all the work you've done for Clayton County, for the students, for the community, and you have been such a hard worker for us all. And just thank you. Thank you. Oh, here.
Test it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow.
That's not your host, me too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See y'all later. First of all, good evening. To say this is humbling is an understatement. But before I begin tonight, I want to ask you for a moment of honest reflection. I want you to do something for me. Think about the unhappiest person you know. Picture their face. The person who's always posturing, promoting, trying to convince you and themselves that they are essential. Their lives revolve around filling their bucket with titles, trophies, applause. And yet for all that noise, there's a hollowness beneath the surface. An emptiness that more me has never managed to fix. Now, shift your mind to the happiest person you know. Not the wealthiest, not the loudest, the happiest. The person whose joy is rooted, whose peace is contagious. And I would bet it's because they give. They give without keeping score. They pour into others not as a transaction, but as a transformation. They show up. They serve. They pour out again and again. And somehow their bucket never runs dry. That contrast is the very heartbeat of my message tonight. The reason we're here. The truth behind this title. We fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. Good evening again. Let me start by offering my deepest and most enduring gratitude to President Joseph R. Biden. Thank you for this profound recognition. To the Points of Light Foundation, AmeriCorps, Ambassador Dr. Radiance Rose, and to my longtime friend, Mr. Sean Goree. I'm honored that you saw something in my life's work, worth lifting into the national spotlight. And to the exceptional committee, spearheaded by our Chief of Communications, the awe-inspired Dr. Ebony Lee, the amazing Ms. Dawn Blau, the incomparable Ms. Alicia Albright, the one-of-a-kind Ms. Karonda Robinson, and the magnificent Ms. LaTanya Glenn. Your collective brilliance shaped every element of this event. This isn't just a ceremony. It is a crafted moment of honor and reflection. Your dedication elevated this evening into something deeply meaningful, and I am forever grateful. I extend my heartfelt thanks to my friends across Clayton County. To Dr. Anthony W. Smith, that can't beat me in golf. Thank you, not only as our superintendent, but as my friend. For over 25 years, we shared a journey rooted in respect, honesty, brotherhood. You afforded me the opportunity to serve in my current role, and your steady support has meant more than I can ever fully say. In every challenge, you've had my back. You've made space for me to lead and reminded me that trust isn't something you say, it's something you show. Above all, I'm grateful that through it all, we remain what we've always been, friends, and I'm a better golfer. I love you, bro. Love you too. To the Board of Education and every teammate, in every schoolhouse and department, thank you for your continued commitment to the students and families of Clayton County. This work is not easy, and the road is not always smooth, but your service matters. This award reflects the collective impact of many hands, voices, and hearts working to make things better for our children, and I'm honored to play a part in that shared effort. To the people of Gainesville, Georgia, my first community, my first lesson in grit. This is for you. To my classmates and mentors at Fort Valley State University, who transformed my mindset and molded my mission. This is yours too. To the students, parents, community members, and warriors in classrooms and kitchens, school buses, boardrooms, who make up the soul of Clayton County. This award bears your fingerprints. And to the children watching with wide eyes and wondering hearts, this moment is not just a celebration, it's a testimony. A living, breathing reminder that your beginnings are not boundaries. I accept this award for you. May it whisper to your future. You are seen, You matter. You can become. To my children, Dove and Deuce, y'all better be good, be in bed on time. And my goddaughter, Imani. You are not only my legacy, you are my reflection in my hope made flesh. I do not want you to merely succeed. I want you to serve, to be brave enough to walk into broken spaces and still offer your best. To be known not by what you gather, but by what you give. You were born to pour out kindness, to plant joy where sorrow lives, and be the kind of people who feel others, not with noise, but with nourishment. To my wife, Chateau, there are not enough pages in the language to capture what you've given me. You are the calm in my storms, the quiet conviction behind every decision I've made to keep pressing forward. You've seen the weary parts of me the world will never see. And instead of turning away, you've leaned in. You've offered a smile when my spirit was empty. You've stood behind me when the weight got heavy. And somehow, your belief in me never wavered. You love me in motion, and you anchor me in silence. You are elegance and endurance braided together. And I am a better man publicly and privately because of you. To my mother, thank you for teaching me what it means to endure with grace. You didn't speak loud, but at least you don't know more. You used to. Tear a room up, nigga. Okay, and we're gonna stick to the script. You didn't speak loud, but you talk bold. You knew how to stretch me. How to make peace in chaos, how to hold together a house that often had more shadows than sun. But what you gave us wasn't survival, it was spirit. You are the root from which I rise. Your sacrifices, some visible, some known only to God, are the very foundation of this moment. Thank you, and you know I love you. To my mother-in-law, you are a treasure to our family. You've given me more than your daughter. You've given me a sense of belonging that feels sacred. You love generously and without pretense. Your strength is steady and your heart is vast. Thank you for embracing me, for guiding Chateau with such strength and compassion, and for pouring wisdom into our household every day. I love you too. To Jean and Tia. Tia's not here, but Jean, you here. Yeah, go on, duck your head down. I'm still gonna tell it like it is. To Jean and Tia, and to Aunt Frances, you were more than my cousins and my aunt. By default and proximity, you were my auntie and my additional siblings. We didn't just share space, we shared struggle. 7 of us under a tiny roof at 1711 Moon Drive, with more dreams than square footage, more love than luxury. We learned to share meals, to laugh through the leaks in the roof, and to fight for joy when nothing around us made it easy. You lived every hardship I lived. You endured it too, and because of that, it's only right, only just that you share in this moment. You were there at the beginning, so tonight I take none of this credit alone. You are my people, my heart, my history. I love you more than I can shape into words, my cousin. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Big Mama. Everybody know Big Mama. Big Mama, Big Mama. She talked loud. She was the rock of our family, the anchor, the storm, and the calm after. Big Mama didn't tiptoe through life. She came through the front door with her voice raised and her laughter loud. She was hilarious, sharp-tongued, and she never was afraid to tell you exactly what she thought, whether you were 8 or 80. By title, Big Mama was a maid, but by birth and example, she was a queen. Her leadership wasn't subtle. It was bold, unfiltered, and always wrapped in love. She didn't need a boardroom to command respect. She did it from the kitchen, the porch, and even the outhouse. She led through her sacrifices, stories, and sheer will to keep her family together. Big Mama was my first example of what it means to lead without apology. To speak the truth even when it stings. To laugh even when life gives you no reason to do so. She taught me that leadership means standing tall in your space and never letting circumstance shrink your worth. Though she's no longer with us, her voice echoes in mine. Every time I lead with conviction and choose to speak up and stand firm, Big Mama's right there with me. Tonight, this moment belongs to her too. And to the ones who walked with me when the road was unmarked and uncertain. Chad, Dietrich, Troy, would y'all please stand up, brothers? I would tell you that these are my homeboys, my friends, but I would be doing them a disservice. These are my brothers. And though time and manhood have pulled us into the quiet gravity of fatherhood, marriage, and responsibility, I carry the memory of our youth like scripture. Where we come from, the bright lights of young dreams flicker fast. And as you know, when they go out, they rarely return. But at some point, each of you placed a hand on my shoulder when I needed it the most. Even now, I've never forgotten that I was never alone. This moment, this life is yours too. Thank you for being here, brother. To my fraternity brothers, noble men of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, please stand up. They got a seat now. We're gonna let Dr. Simpson be honorary. Mentoring young men is not a suggestion. It is a sacred assignment. Ours is not simply a bond, but a burden we carry with pride, right? To lift others as we climb. To the brothers of the Gamma Zeta Sing Sing chapter, our beloved chapter of Phi Nu Pi. This honor belongs to you too. For every time you stood tall in rooms and tried to make you small, for every young brother that you've coaxed, corrected, or carried, you have emptied yourselves. And that is the very definition of greatness. Thank you all for being here. Now, there's a story that I often revisit, not because it flatters me, but because it centers me. I was 18 years old, standing on the back of a garbage truck in Gainesville, Georgia. Took somebody's heart. It wasn't one of my bros. I was 18. Yes, that started. I was 18 years old, standing on the back of a garbage truck in Gainesville. True story. While some of my peers packed up for college, I packed other people's trash. The days were long. The pay was short. The lessons were eternal. One day, our route led us through a neighborhood I'd never seen before. Lawns trimmed like green velvet. Homes that gleamed with assurance. Children behind gates of security and ease. It wasn't just another street. It was another world. I stepped off that truck to give my partner a break, but what I received wasn't rest. It was revelation. I saw not envy, but possibility, not excess, but peace. I didn't want their things. I wanted their sense of calm. I walked 5 miles home that night, not with shame, but with a spark. That was the night I decided I would not live confined to this truck. I would go to college. I would change the trajectory of my name, and quietly, without fanfare, I began to pour, to give, to empty myself with purpose, because we fill ourselves when we empty ourselves into others. But long before that truck, there was a little 4-room house that shaped me. A house without running water, no bathroom, no central heat or air, just thin walls, hope, and the resilience that comes from having nothing handed to you but love and hard lessons. Some nights we'd hear rats in the walls. And worse, sometimes we'd wait to find the little food that we had been eaten or destroyed. Our meals weren't always fresh. Our water came from a neighbor's outdoor spigot. And we bathed one after another, sometimes in the same tub of water. I remember my brother, my cousins, and I holding each other so tightly during storms that shook the foundation of that little house. But poverty, while cruel, has a strange way of teaching generosity. You get a lot of practice being humble when you have no choice. But from that same struggle comes a capacity for kindness you can't learn any other way. We had nothing, but we gave what we had. We couldn't buy gifts, but we shared whatever we could find. And that taught us early. We fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. I mentioned my brother tonight. We broke pride and pain. He died at the age of 41 years old from pulmonary embolism. Too young, too kind, too full of grace to be known so soon. He was one of the gentlest souls I'd ever known. Never too busy to help, never too hardened to hug. The kind of person who gave and gave quietly, sincerely, without asking for applause. He too lived the truth that we fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. I miss him deeply this evening, but I carry him with me in every moment like this. Because if I am anything worth celebrating today, it is in part because of what we endured together and how we never let it make us bitter, only better. You see, there's a lie that the world tells with great polish, that fulfillment is found in what you acquire, that joy is purchased, that purpose is preserved for the privileged, but I have lived long enough to know otherwise. I've seen people chase titles until their souls go silent. I've met the powerful, lonely in palaces of their own making. But I've also seen a tired teacher with only a cup of coffee in her cup stay 2 extra hours to make sure one student felt sick. I've seen volunteers drag sore needs into community centers and food drives. I've seen bus drivers speak life into children whose homes forgotten how. And every time, every single time, I am reminded that we fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. Scripture, in its quiet wisdom, tells us that the greatest among us shall be servants, not figureheads, not celebrities, but those who bear burdens, those who share bread, those who show up. In a world brimming with noise, being present is sacred. Giving without spectacle is divine. These aren't merely spiritual ideas. They're the architecture for a meaningful life. You want to feel full? Give. Give beyond what's easy. Give until your soul becomes a river, not a reservoir. Because when you empty your bucket over and over, you discover that love replenishes faster than it depletes. To the children watching this moment, you don't need perfect conditions to build a meaningful life. You may wear hand-me-down shoes. You may sleep in borrowed spaces. But let no one convince you that you are less. You are already a story in motion, a light not waiting to be lit, but to be unleashed. Choose to show up. Choose to give. Choose to believe that we fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. And to those of us who've been called to serve, especially in classrooms, boardrooms, buses, kitchens, counseling offices, let us remind ourselves that good is not the ceiling. Good is the floor. Yes, we've made progress. Yes, we've opened more doors than we closed, but the children are still waiting. And the need is still vast. In Clayton County and communities like it, our children face more than hard homework. They face the ache of instability, the hush of hunger, the silence of systems that too often overlook them. Let us meet them not with pity, but with power. With schools that are more than academic hubs, let them be sanctuaries where hope is normalized and love is not rationed. We are not just instructors, we are lifters. We are architects of what's next. And the truth is, this moment, this award, this gathering, none of it is about what has already been done. It's a mirror reflecting what more is possible. We have the people. We have the passion. What we must guard against is comfort masquerading as progress. Leadership, after all, is not about spotlight. It's about direction. And when the direction is clear, even the hardest roads become holy. So let us not tweak around the edges when we are called to rebuild the center. Let us be bolder in our honesty, swifter in our support, and louder in the belief that every child, every single child, is worthy of excellence without exception. Because every time we show up like that, we discover again that we fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. I close with this. I've never been in pursuit of accolades. I've only pursued usefulness. I'm not here because I've mastered the game. I'm here because I refuse to stop showing up. And I will keep showing up because the bucket isn't empty yet. Let it be said when I'm gone, not that I rose high, but that I reached far. Not that I was important, but that I made other people feel that they weren't. Let it be said that I lived full because I gave full. That I found my joy, my purpose, my fuel by giving it all away. Because always and again, we fill ourselves by emptying ourselves into others. Once again, I am deeply honored to be recognized, but it's only right that I accept the award on the behalf of who it truly belongs to. All of you, my life architects. Therefore, I give it away. Thank you so much.
Exceptional. Congratulations again, Dr. Hendrix, on being the 2025 President's Volunteer Service Lifetime Achievement recipient. So deserving. Let us leave tonight not only inspired, but deeply committed to make the world better around us, and remember what Dr. Hendrix has emphasized. Fulfillment is not found in what we keep, but in what we give. As we conclude this beautiful celebration, I do want to acknowledge those who were instrumental in supporting tonight's evening. Our Board of Education and Superintendent, Dr. Anthony W. Smith, thank you once again for your support. Members of the Planning Committee, volunteers, and the award-winning Communications Division, thank you all. Our event partners, Magnolia Food and Company, wasn't it delicious? And Party Divas for this extraordinary decoration. Everyone worked behind the scenes to design, cover, decorate, and elevate the experience. Thank you to our facility service team, technology, professional learning, engagement, and safety and security departments. Thank you all so much. And thank you to Ricky Clark for your special remarks, and to Dr. Radiance Rose for this honor. And once again, you all, let's continue to know that fulfillment is not found in what we keep, but what we give. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.